Hello viewers, this is the Oracle Television Network. My name is DrJoyceCharles and this is The Toxic Show. Now, we've been talking about wrong relationships or relationships that are basically not right. This is between people who are not married, whether they are, grown enough to marry or not, because nowadays people are relating from their teens, people are relating in their early 20s, people are relating in their late 30s, and they're still not married. But then what makes a relationship wrong? So that is what we are tackling today. Now, please make sure you just invite somebody to watch this show. Whether you're watching online, make sure you copy the link and let's talk, comment on the comment box. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can share this show to somebody who is going to be blessed.
Amen.
I have a panel here, and I know they are ready to tackle this show. They are men, and I think I love it, the fact that they are men, because most of the time, it's them who come to us and tell us, hey there, can I marry you? So they're going to tell us why. Sometimes they just let us down and walk away, and we are left wondering, what did I do? Okay, so we're going to have an introduction. Yes. From my far right, karibu sana.
Asante sana. My name is Reverend John Gatata from Gospel Outreach Church in Salga, and I want to welcome all our viewers to be with us today as we share this topic about wrong relationship. And I want to tell you something as we start, that marriage is a good thing. It is God who started it. And when you look in the Bible, it is started with a marriage and it has ended with a marriage.
Wow.
So it's very powerful to understand it's a good thing.
All right. At least that's a good start.
Yes.
All right. The gentleman next to me, karibu sana.
Okay, thank you very much. Praise the Lord, wherever you are watching us. I'm Joseph Kilagu from Nakuru Teachers Training College. I love the verse in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 12, that says, therefore, one should marry.
Okay. Wow, I think today we are beginning on a very good note. They're both telling us marriage is good. Yeah, I agree. Actually, personally, I've been married now, not very many years, but only 11 years. And I can say it is important to get married. Yeah. Marriage is good. It's good to have family. But not everybody can say that.
Yes.
People have been hurt in marriages. People have hurt in relationships. People have gone into it blindly. Others has gone into it without God. Others has been confused their way to it. So relationship basically can bring a lot of joy or a lot of pain. Yes. But for you not to go through pain, that is why we are here today. Yeah. Now let us begin with you, Reverend, because I know when young people ask each other hand of marriage, most of the time they will come to a pastor. Yeah. And what is the first question you will ask? You ask if they are both agreeing, or how does it go, so that we know at which point do we know this thing is wrong?
Before people come into marriage or they get married, the first point actually is a consent. Yes. Because both of them must have agreed on something. And it's not just I love you. Yes. I love you is not the point that one should take to be a point to marriage. Because many of our girls, when they are told I love you, they interpret it that, oh yes, I have found a man. And that is where they go wrong. It is a process. Before you come to say I do, it is always a process. And it is better for the starting stages, even if you break up in the starting changes, but rather than breaking up when you are in marriage, because people have been hurt. There are people who are living in pain. There are people who are undergoing high blood pressures, all because of marriage, all because of a wrong marriage. So today we are here to try to direct you on how you can choose right.
True.
Yes.
Awesome. That is good. Now, Kerago, you are a young man. I don't want to go into the details of asking you if you've been accepted, if you've been rejected, if people have assumed you love them, because all these things happen when you're a young man. But let's begin with the issue of, last time we had the show, we spoke about girls or men basically who would assume just because I said hi to you, I'm interested and I am into you, just because a girl gives you a very nice smile or does you a favor, then you know you go assuming that this girl is into me. How do you deal with those things? Because I think that's a big issue.
When you talk about this, and it's normally affecting people because you are being in church or you are being in a certain place, even in the workplace. There is this guy always doing you favors. There is this, like now I'm a teacher. There is this teacher who will always like to attend my lessons. When I'm away, she will even call me and ask me, "Are you coming? Should I get to your class before you come over?" So there is this one who always wants to help you. So there is the other feeling like maybe she is in you. She wants to be part of you. Yet you yourself, you are not part of her. You are not even in that dream. Maybe you are even dating another girl somewhere else, but she doesn't know. There is this also when you come to the church now. There is this now the choir. Let's use the choir master here. He's a very good guy, always making people jump to their sweat. And there is this lady who is a very great worshiper. The way this guy touches the microphone, it is the same way this lady touches the microphone. So they are feeling, or one of them is feeling like, if I get married to this one, we can take this gospel to another level. So the lady is always focused to make sure that she doesn't miss a mark in the worship session. So that when the guy comes over, it is finalizing. So it comes to the point that maybe the lady is thinking that this is the best. The guy is maybe thinking, I need this lady. But maybe the lady is dating another pastor from another church. So we should get to this distinction that because I'm doing you some favors, because we are socializing, it doesn't mean that we must date one another. It means that we are there for a certain purpose. I don't believe the pastor will be very happy if we are in his church, we are the choir, we are the praise and worship team, yet we are dating one another. This one is dating this one, this one is dating this one. That church will not lead somewhere. So I believe, let's get to the protocol that I have seen that girl. Go to the pastor. Start from that level. Then get to her now. I am feeling like I want you. I'm feeling like we should inform the pastor that I love you. Then from there, now the pastor will come in and tell you, now maybe you can't marry this one. Maybe this one is too old for you. This one, such cases. But kujijazia, let's leave it now.
Now, sometimes people, pastor, don't know how to communicate. I have had a case actually where a girl really believed that guy was going to be the husband. And that was the hope she had. And men, for a reason, have a tendency of dating privately. So in the meantime, this guy was dating another girl, and they got to marry. So on the wedding day of this other girl who is getting married, this one who thought that was going to be her husband was really crying. And everyone was asking, why are you crying? And she said, because my husband has just been taken away. People are asking her, whose husband? My husband. Now, if you look at that case, number one, she was saying that God spoke to her. All right, that was now number one. Number two, it means then there was no communication. So I think you can possibly help us. If you see a girl who is doing a gentleman a lot of favors, don't you think there has to be some communication there so that we avoid all these things?
Let me say this. That anybody that comes into marriage, there are some principles of which he has, or what type of man or what type of woman she or she wants. And so they live trying to, it's like being in the bush and you are hunting. You are looking for a guy or a girl that has these qualities that is like this, that is like this. But there's something I call a spiritual witchcraft.
Okay.
That most of us,
yeah,
we know that, the Bible says, mahali miguu yako itakanyaka.
You proclaim the that.
Nyakua, you see. So kuna kunyakua in the spirit.
Yeah.
Kuna kunyakua. Mtu hajakwambia lakini katika jina la Yesu nimenyakua huyu.
Are you serious?
Na anakunyakua na hajui kama ushanyakuliwa. You see.
Yeah.
But this is now the point that we are coming. People cry during wedding day.
Yeah.
Not because they are happy, but because they are lost.
Yes.
Because for quite some time, they lived in faith that this is my man, this is my girl. Let me put something here. That in the Bible, in Genesis chapter 6, verse 1 to 3, just I want to say something small on that issue. The Bible says, then the people began to multiply on the earth, and daughters were born to them. And the sons of God saw the beautiful women, and took any they wanted as their wives. Then the Lord said, my spirit will not put up with humans for such a long time, for they are only mortal flesh. In the future, their normal lifespan will no more than be 120 years. Reading from the New Living Translation. Yeah. My point is this, you see. The sons of God, they were not supposed to be like the men. But one thing, when they came and the people are multiplying, and the Bible says then, and the daughters were born to them. The daughters were beautiful. So even the sons of God. So the daughters of men were beautiful. You see?
Yeah.
These people were known by their commitment to God. But now, instead of being committed to God and not doing like anybody else, they now did like anybody else. And then, you see what happened. Then God said, now the life of man will be 120 years. There was a judgment, because of a wrong decision. People made a wrong decision. So these people saw the daughters of men are beautiful. There are things that people who get into marriage, and especially the young men, they run after beauty. When they see a beautiful girl, akitoka kanisa, namba zile anaomba za simu, nini, unaishi wapi, unaendaga ushirika gani, kila kijana anataka kujua. Just because of beauty. Lakini hawajui ako namna gani.
Right.
A handsome man, akija kanisa, kila kijana, kila msichana amejinyakulia. Sema nataka kama huyu. Naona? So then that is where kunyakulia inatokeaga. Na kuna wengine wazuri. Lakini just because kwa sababu aliumbwa vile Mungu alimpenda, na hivyo Mungu, Biblia inasema aliona na akasema ni mzuri. Hao le pengine waonea huruma. Unaona? So there are people who are in marriage kwa sababu alionea mtu jamaa fulani huruma, amekaa sana. Siwacha niolewe na huyu angaa ni mtoe kwa hiki kiwanja. Unaona?
That's very sad.
Now that marriage is in trouble. Because kama uliolewa na mtu, ama kama ulioa mtu kwa sababu ya
sympathy,
the beauty, when that beauty fades, utaanza kusema huyu ni yule nilioa kweli. Then you will see another one, and you saw they say the beautiful ones are not yet born. So they will continue being born and not yet born.
Wow, Kerago, let's talk about hearing God and a relationship. Because we have ended up with a lot of wrong relationship because somebody apparently heard from God.
Wow, that's serious.
It's very serious, yes, because you're putting God in a matter. And when you mention God, actually, you intimidate people. If you come and tell me God spoke to you about A, B, C, D, as much as I may want just to tell you, just get behind me, Satan, I'm tempted to listen.
So, I'll give two scenarios that will help us understand this.
Okay.
I have one story of a certain lady who was praying to God so loudly that God give me a man. And it happened that the room of the lady was next to a road.
Okay.
So she was praying in here, and the passers-by could hear her praying at night.
Yeah.
So a certain guy wanted the lady because the lady was so good. So he went and looked for a pipe.
Yeah.
And then came at the hour that the lady is praying. The pipe to the wall of the house.
Yeah.
Hey, I have heard you, my daughter. Don't worry again.
Yes.
Tomorrow at this time, the man you are going to find standing on the door of your church, that is the man that should marry you.
Hey.
Don't cry anymore. So
Hey.
the girl wake up very early, wash the body, wears her very good clothes, and went to church.
Yeah.
Now the guy is waiting for the girl in the door. So the girl come running, hug the man. Oh, I have heard the voice of God yesterday as I was praying. And the God told me that the man that I'm going to find on the front door of the church is my man. The guy told the girl, I also heard the voice. And the voice told me that I should stand on the front door of the church so that I can meet my wife.
That is wicked. Jesus.
So the girl got married to that guy.
Wasn't it not just simple for the guy to come and tell the girl, I want you? I mean, really.
So that's the first one. There's another one that a certain pastor, a very young pastor, wanted to marry.
Yeah.
So he went to the mountain. So on the mountain, he got the answer that he should marry a certain lady who is always in a wheelchair in their church. So for the second time he went, he came and told the pastor. The pastor said, no, God can never punish you like that. God knows that you are minister of the word, so the God will always make sure that he gives you a helper who will help you in the ministry. So I don't believe that God can give you a burden to the ministry. So the pastor ordered the guy that you should go back to the mountain and summon some of your youngsters. So the pastor called for a Harabi meeting prayers. Normally I tell them sometimes that we are going for the meeting. We are 7 of us, but the prayer is just for one guy.
Okay.
We are praying for you. Today is for you only. So after the prayers for almost 7 days, fasting and praying earnestly, the 7 people confirmed to the pastor that you should marry that girl, always sitting on the wheelchair. So what happened is that the pastor agreed, so they say that I should marry the girl because that's the will of God.
Yeah.
So on the wedding day, the cousins to the lady bought the guy a vehicle so that the girl should not be a burden. So when the guy is attending ministry, he should carry the lady so that they can try to ease the burden, because even the family was reluctant. They knew the pastor, they knew the ministry in him, so they were not trying to do this, but because it's God, so they decided. But what happened, because it was like a test to this pastor, because that girl, yes, was lame from birth, but it was just a test of God, because on the wedding day, when the cousins were handing over the key to the lady just jumped over from the wheelchair, stood on her legs, and from that day, she started walking.
Wow.
So what do I want to mean? There are two voices. There is the voice of man, and there is the voice of God. Just because I came and I told you that God spoke to me, take your time to, even God can speak to you. I believe if God can speak to me, he can also speak to you.
Right.
So what you should do is, if you are in such a case, maybe you are in church, you are a very great worshiper, and just someone, maybe a pastor, the young pastor comes, God told me that you are the one. Tell the guy, thank you very much, I adore that and I love that. Give me some time, I also pray to God. If God confirms to me that it is you, for sure I'll be married to you.
All right.
Please, the pastors out there, stop intimidating girls that God spoke to you.
Yeah.
If already you know it have not happened.
Yeah.
You are going to marry a devil thinking that she is a beautiful one.
Yeah.
The pastor have said that you are ruled by the beautiful. But you go tell her that it is God. Maybe, let me not continue.
All right. Now, I'm thinking in the case whereby, I don't know, I think maybe the Reverend can help us.
Yeah.
Here somebody has come, they are telling you God has spoken to them. But to you, even praying about it is not even an option. You just know in your mind, not really. You know, I don't know. But can those cases be there? Because even when I was younger, let me say, there are guys, if would have come and told me God spoke, Pastor, I will not lie to you. As much as I love prayer, there is nothing there that will take me to the mountain.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Okay, you know, let's first start by saying that God has not stopped talking.
Yeah, sure.
God is still talking even today. But it's good to discern the voice of God, the voice of man, even the voice of the enemy.
Yes.
Because, you know, it is, the enemy would be very happy when you make a wrong choice. Because he knows that marriage will not stand.
True.
So he can use all types of things to try to talk to you. And maybe you can hear the devil rather than hearing from God.
Very true.
But there is one thing that I know, that even if God talks, God will never make a choice for you.
Yeah.
Because God gave us the full mandate of making choices of our life.
I love that very much. That point I love. Continue.
Yeah. God will never make a choice for you. It is upon you to make a choice.
Yeah.
You know, he gave us power to choose.
True. Sure. That's why we choose careers.
That's why we choose careers.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that is why we face the consequences of our choosing. When we choose right, we face the consequences. We get right things. When we choose wrong, we face the consequences of choosing wrong. Now, take an example. There is a religion that people, they don't have the power or the authority to choose for themselves. Yeah. You are in a church, so today, Joyce, you are told, the Spirit of God has spoken, and your husband is so-and-so. Hey. And you don't have to say no.
Jesus, thank you, Lord, for deliverance from those kind of scenarios.
Even today, they are there.
Yeah, they are.
People are being married because the Lord spoke to so-and-so and said, this is your husband. Yeah. So you find one man with 3 wives because God continues speaking and speaking and speaking. Yeah. You know. Now, people have come with all forms that they are hearing God. And they put conditions to God. Say, today if I go to church, if that guy, the guy that will come with a red shirt and a blue trouser,
that is him.
That must be him. Hey. And that day the devil brings someone wearing the same things.
By the way, you're thinking he's God.
You think when you are praying, the devil is not hearing?
No, he is actually.
He's hearing.
Especially when you start praying such soulish prayers.
Yeah. So when you are talking about if he wears this and this, if he sits on that chair, if he does that, I'm telling you, you will get the wrong person. Yeah. 100%. You get a wrong person. Yeah. But when you hear God, when you the first point is that you must strengthen your relationship with God.
Okay, sure. Very key.
Because God, when your relationship with God is key, is number one, that is now where God will be directing you. But see this, even in that relationship, what God will do, he will bring you choices. Kama ile mtihani inakuwa ABCD. Atakuletea watu ine, alafu it is upon you to make a choice. But all of them wako sawa, but it is upon you to make a choice. Naona, hivyo ndivyo Mungu anaongea.
Okay, so that is interesting. All right. So now, from what the Reverend is telling us here, if God can allow you to choose, and they come 4, there means there's gonna be like, maybe, choosing may not be picky ponky. It might mean you have gone for a date or 2, then you realize this girl, So there could be 3 who has been rejected because you, after doing whatever you needed to do to sort them out, you realize the 3, upon I need this one. Now, what happened to the other 3? Because already they had sensed there was an interest.
Now, what happens to the other 3?
Yes.
Obviously, it is very much obvious that you did not bring them on board. Yeah. And then you say, ukafunga macho, kama vile tunaendaga kwa pre-wedding, alafu mtu anafungwa macho, tafuta. But you did not bring them. Before you make a choice out of the 3, you must start with 1.
Okay.
Then in the process, that is now where you need to know this person better. So this is where you apply the principles of choosing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Which are in the Word of God.
Yeah.
Number one, he must be a Christian. Number two, he must be mature, because you don't need to be married by a child or to marry a child. No.
Yeah.
All those things. Number three, are you compatible? Are the things that you're doing, are you compatible with each other? You see, what about the parents? Where does he come from? All those things you need to know.
Yeah.
In the process now is when you'll come to understand that I think this person is the right person.
Okay, sure.
The right person.
Kerago, let's talk about when you have dated one girl. Maybe you've gone to have some tea, and then you really thought it's her. You're truly born again. You love God. You're not trying to play anyone. But then you discovered, I don't think this is the right girl, and you have honestly made a mistake and you want to change. How does that girl, because especially women and even men, we don't take lightly.
Yeah.
When somebody has taken you for a date and shown some interest, and then you, 2 months later, you're not interested. It's a very hard thing. We have seen serious cases coming out of such breakups. How do we deal with breakups?
Now, let me address now the people who will receive the answer, which is no.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there are many.
Yeah.
You know, there are this kind of a reading that you have in your church.
Yeah.
That you find a guy saying that I would not receive a no from that girl.
Okay, so men can actually be that stubborn.
Yeah, they are telling the others that if that one tells me no, then I think that there is no one who was made for me.
Wow.
Okay. I had another pastor say that not everyone that his wife was created by God.
Yeah.
So I don't know that one. I cannot prove that one. Because the Bible tells us that therefore one should marry.
Yeah.
But now I want to come to this one. You're going to receive the answer which is no. How are you going to take it? What I believe, like how the pastor have put it, is that if it is me who is Kirago who is marrying, I'll have some options before me. Also to the lady, the lady has the options.
Sometimes there is no option. It is you or it is not you.
So
anyway, continue.
So I'm saying this. So when you receive a no answer from me, maybe Kirago, from someone else, and now after it took maybe for a date, you shared a tea somewhere, alikuita town akakunulia chips, you just talked, maybe you are in choir, maybe you met sometime and you are just the two of you, you talked. And then after 2 months, you receive an invitation card or you hear the wedding being announced in the church. Maybe kuna dowry payment of a certain guy. And you are like, what? It's not me?
Yeah.
So what I would like to encourage you there is that, first of all, you take this matter lightly. Maybe, yes, you are good, you are beautiful, but maybe you did not meet the condition of the other guy. Maybe you are too pushy. Maybe you are too much. Maybe the way they talk, the way they address, sometimes men will go to even to the extra point of asking the waiter to do something nasty to the lady, so that the guy can be able to know how do you react to some things.
Okay.
You are wearing your makeup in the hair, then just someone pours some porridge on you. So how are you going to react to that?
Yeah.
So the guy wants to say, but you are not knowing. So maybe you reacted in a way that the guy did not impress the girl, the guy. So what you should do is that you take the matter lightly. You also, if you are in church, continue being in that church. If you are somewhere that you met, continue being together to that position. Don't hate yourself. There is still another guy who is looking for you. So don't go to the extent of even committing suicide because just someone said no to you.
Yeah.
There are so many people who will say yes to you. So just wait for the next one. The Bible says that if one door closes, 7 others open.
Okay.
So why are you killing yourself because of just one door? I have a scenario of a certain lady mwenye aliambiwa, was told by the mother that you cannot be married by that guy. So the girl the guy was even having a phone that was bought to him by the guy. So the mother took the phone because the girl was still in Form 3. So the girl committed suicide and wrote the note that if I cannot be together with him, then you are also not going to be together with me. So I was asking myself, Where she went to marry that guy.
True.
You know, sometimes you should think beyond that point.
Yeah.
I kill myself. I leave that guy or that girl being married by the other guy. I die. My people are the one to get the loss. So take it lightly, my friend.
Yeah.
If that one said no, someone to say yes is on the corner. It's only that you need to pass through that hard time so that you get the good thing.
All right.
I think people should also know that as you are working out about your marriage, that for a marriage to work, people must live in harmony.
Okay.
You know, we are talking about peace, living together.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you that even if it is not working, when it's not working, it affects both of you. So both of you should be working towards a marriage that will work.
Okay.
Because this is where now the problem comes in. One of you finds that we are not compatible and we cannot make it. And you are still insisting you want to be in that marriage. What will happen if you get married and you are not meant for each other?
Sure.
I think that's a very important point you have made. We should be pushing for a marriage that will work. So if I feel this will not work for me, why do you want to push me? Already I don't want it. Aha, continue, Pastor.
And this is where now it comes. That is where now you find that marriages are having a lot of problems. Because people pushed each other into that marriage, only to find that they were not meant for each other.
Yeah.
Hiyo ndio mahali unaona mtu chakula unaletewa inarushwa kwa meza. Shup unaizuia upande hivi.
Chapati inapita kwa kichwa zuu.
Chapati ina fly tu. You know, one day I had a man, alikuwa anataka kwenda bafu. Na bibi yake anamwambia si ujipelekee maji.
Wow.
So mzee anang'ang'ana na maji anaenda. Nafikiri akienda ana raha kwa moyo wake.
Hana raha.
Hana raha. You know, lakini ni kwa nini? It's because we pushed it so much. Na kwa hivyo hata ukiachwa, just thank God, because kuliko kuingia kwa marriage ambayo that will not work. Just wait on the Lord. Wako atakuja na mtakuwa na marriage nzuri. And Kira, when you're talking about, you know, there are people who don't have option. There are people who don't
They have been waiting.
They have been waiting. They have been waiting. Mlango ikifunguka hata nusu.
Hata nusu. Yeah.
Atatumia hiyo opportunity. Hataki mlango yote ifunguke.
Just nusu tu, kichwa tu kidogo ingie hivi.
Utamusikia huko.
Wow.
Again, unajua kuna watu ambao wanatafutiwa bibi. Unaona? Kuna watu wanakaa mpaka watu wanaona hii mtu atafutiwe bibi. Sasa unafikiri atatafutiwa bibi aina gani? Lazima atafutiwe mwenye pia amechoka huko nje. Hata yeye amekuwa hana namna, anaambiwa kujeni msaidia.
Wow. I think that's a very important point you're making there, because if you get a no from any girl or boy or any man or woman, basically it's important for you to realize it's good they said no. Because if they said no when you're courting or when you're in a dating level, it means it's good, otherwise that no could have come in marriage. They could have refused you when you're already married. That could have ended in a divorce, which is not good actually. God doesn't like divorce. So it is important for you to actually take the no as a good thing. Because so if that person can afford to say no to you at that time, they have done you a favor. You may have a broken heart, that is true. Because also it's not good to date somebody for a whole year. And then all of a sudden you hear that they have ended up marrying somebody else. You know, actually, Kerago, let's be honest. If you have 4 choices, because Kerago is 4 choices here, if you have 4 choices, don't date one choice for 6 months, another one 3 months, and you know, when I believe by the 3rd date or 3rd coffee date, you should already know this girl or maybe you're in the same church or not. By the 2nd meeting or that, if you really like the way Pastor said, he said you have to be very keen with your relationship with God. If you're keen with your relationship with God, I believe you have the spirit of discernment. So if you're taking me for coffee for the 3rd time and you're still giving me the sweet nothings, then you tell me I don't think this thing is going to work. Of course, I'll have some reactions. So, is it possible for guys, especially men, to, as soon as you see this thing is not gonna work, don't try to push it to work. It's not gonna work. It's just tell the girl.
It is hard.
Why?
Because
don't want to break our hearts.
Yeah, sure. Maybe you are a junior pastor in the church.
Yeah.
Maybe you are in choir. I don't want you to lose your faith with God. I don't want you to run away from our church. I don't want to bring trouble in that maybe committee. So you find most of the time we keep it to ourselves.
But you see now, Kirago, there is no breakup that is smooth. I'm a pastor kuna breakup smooth.
There is no
breakup.
There is no breakup that will happen and then you say hallelujah. Every breakup, there must be some pain. There must be some wound that it has caused. Even a breakup, even when someone dies, when someone dies, it's not just easy.
No, it's not.
You know, there's something that is called soul ties.
Yes.
You know, when souls are tied together, kukatanisha lazima pawe na kinonda. Pawe na kinonda. But again, we are back on the same issue. If you are a person who has a good relationship with God, God will intervene into your situation.
True.
And help you. And about pushing also, not only the boys push, even the girls. You know, there are girls who can push this thing.
Sure. That one I can attest to
and I push kabisa, kabisa. Na sahi wanapush, unajua, amesahau what is ahead, and what is in future. Anafikiria tu huyu tu, huyu tu. Lakini baadaye wanakuwa wanaanza kuregret. You know, statistics about marriage, they say only about 27% of all marriages in the world wanaishi kwa ajili ya ule upendo wa kwanza.
Wow, look at that statistics. 27% only.
Only.
So the
all
other
marriages in the whole world.
Yeah.
So the other percentage, wengine wanaishi kwa sababu ya watoto.
Watoto.
There are people who are living together just because of the kids. Bibi alipata watoto, sasa anasema nitaishi hapa, watoto yangu wasome.
Kwanza, that one I think is the biggest thing that people are in marriage because of kids. And it happens. Watoto wakishakuwa wakubwa na waende kazi. Mama hiyo boma umuoni. Sasa anakwenda kwa hii mtoto miezi 3. Anakuja wiki moja, anaenda kwa ule mwingine miezi kadhaa. Mzee anaumia tu. So this thing, kuna watu wako kwa nyumba but they are not one, they are separate. But they are in the same house. Wanajulikana ni bibi na bwana, but in the real sense these people are separated. We cannot say they are divorced, but they are separated. No. So the people who are coming into this, why don't they learn with what is there already? And say, I don't want to make a mistake, like so and so, like so and so, like so and so. Because these things are not hidden. They are there. They are on the news every day. People are killing each other because of a wrong relationship. You know, people are killing even their whole families, you know, their children, because of a long relationship. So why are you pushing something? You need peace. So follow the principles of God, and you will get it right. You follow your own principles, you will meet someone. Now, maybe you can help us, Kirawo, in a minute. Our time is almost out, but we have a few minutes. If you can just help us to, since people are falling into wrong relationships, which I personally believe it is a demonic strategy. One of the things Satan knows is that if you end up with the wrong spouse, you can never really be who God called you to be. Because a wrong relationship means wrong destiny, means a delayed destiny, means wrong direction. So how do we choose then? Because most of people are choosing wrong. Okay, I know everyone has got their own preferences, but what are the main things we should be looking at when you're choosing a mate?
Now, I can say this. The pastor had said that now, after you now identify, you have now this girl, this one, and this one, that they can fit together. Now you start the process of the choosing. First of all, you say that you have now identified that you have them. Look about me, I like being in the missions. among the 3 ladies who also like to be in the missions, because there is a girl, when we come for the kesha, after praise, analala until the morning. So you are still observing, yeah?
Yeah.
So you are not talking to anyone, you are still observing. There is this girl that maybe you have a mission in Turkana maybe for 7 days. The girl is never able to be there, is never available. The reason, maybe work, maybe she does not want to be there. So now you are looking about, can you be together?
So that's the compatibility.
Yeah. How can you work together? Yeah, like now the pastor say that even if in your option there is someone who is not part of the church congregation, surely I believe she will score the lowest, because first of all, when you look at your faith and her faith does not go together, I believe the others will be before her. So you look at the characteristics now, compatibility according to now the ministry. Where do you want to be? Also, the way they talk can tell you, because we want you to choose the right person. So the right person is in between them, but the others are wrong. So you need to take your time. The Reverend have said that make sure that your relationship with God is so much well, because God will always intervene. When you say like today, I want to see if all of the 3 of them are given a microphone to lead the church, maybe during the church service, who can do it? One is shy, the other one is this. I need a mama pastor maybe like me. So I need someone who can be able to bring two people together. If this one is always pushing the youth apart, you know, they are the youth who say that if someone will be together in our meeting, please don't call us.
I know.
Yeah, if this one is together with us, no. We are making for us some suits for the choir, but please don't bring Anne in. Because if you bring Veronica in, there will be trouble. She'll always come with her own complications. So you continue looking for this, and if God is together with you, He will lead you to the best person you are looking for. Him or he or she may not having all the characteristics you want, but someone said somewhere that you are going to marry someone who is 70% what you want. The 30%, you are the one to work for it.
Good. I think that's a very key point. 70% you can get, but remember it's a working process, it's a work in progress. Make sure you make what you want out of her or out of him. Actually, I also believe, I have heard of wife materials, but one thing I know is that when we come from our mother's houses, especially as girls, yes, we can know to do a few things, but it means we are a material. A material is not a product. A material is a raw product. So it's you, man, to to want it to be what exactly you want it to be. Now, let's talk about, in a nutshell, Reverend, the issue of finances also brings a lot of wrong relationships. And the truth is, we cannot ignore, because, I mean, truth be told, you've been in marriage for many years. I mean, to me, you're like a father. Now, imagine your daughter. She has come home and she has met this guy who basically has got nothing. I mean, I'm not saying men who have nothing, they are wrong, but
they are good.
They are good, but is it good for us to be realistic? If you're going to get into a marriage, is money important?
It's very important. It's very, very important when you have money. But money also has caused a lot of problems in many of our families because of mistrust. Where there is no trust, you find that the wife has his own account, the husband has his own account, kila mtu ako na vitu yake. And that one has caused a lot of problems. But again, as you are starting, people come from a humble beginning. Your husband anaweza kuwa hana hiyo uwezo, na hata wewe hauna uwezo. Lakini when you come together, you work hard, both of you, na Mungu anawainua, mnafika kiwango that you have good money. Shetani anaingia sasa, unaanza kugawana. Because we have seen people who come from very humble beginning, now God has raised them, now wamepata mali. We have seen people who entered into marriage because of money, and it didn't work. Because of time, I wanted to share the importance of making the right choice. I have about 4 points here. One, it helps prevent future heartache and mental problems. When you make a right choice, it will help you to prevent those heartache, those
mental problems,
and mental problems that bring in watu kupanda sukari na chumvi na kila
heartbreak.
Yeah.
Number 2, it will preserve your testimony as a Christian family.
Wow.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, people will see this is a Christian family.
Christian
Kuliko ile mnakuja kanisa na mtu amefura upande alipigwa ngumi. Mwingine anasema alianguka na boda na kumbe ni vita ilikuwa kugongwa. Unajua unaweza gongwa na unaambiwa jigwe. Number 3, it also promotes peace and stability in our homes. So when you make your right choices, that is one of the benefits, the importance. And number 4, which is very, very important, it provides our children with a loving and stable environment.
Powerful.
They can grow in a very loving and very stable environment. Kwa sababu hakuna vita. Unajua wakati kuna misukumano, even our children, these things affect them.
True. Yes.
So if we care for our future children and our family, let us make the right choices.
Sure.
Wow. That is powerful. Our time is out, and I think the Reverend had just, hit the nail on the head. Let us make the right godly choices, because sometimes you can have a fleshly kind of choice because you're using your eyes, you're looking at the money, you're looking at the car the guy is driving, you're looking at the look of the girl, you're looking at the fact that she's a doctor and you're going to have a doctor in your house, and it's just about your ego, it's just about your preferences, but make the right godly choices. With that in mind, you're sure you're going to choose right, because the Bible says that God will always lead you. He leads our path. He lights our path. He's a lamp to our path. So if you put God as a center of your life, even before you meet that guy, before you meet that girl, definitely God will help you choose right. But if you choose and then you want to bring God in, the choices that you have made could definitely be demonic. Most of the time we see somebody, then we want to pray already after we have seen somebody. Trust God even before you are in the age of getting married. Parents, if you're watching me, please pray for your children when they are young, that they will never meet the wrong spouses. Prayers are powerful. Trust God that your sons and your daughters will never end up in the wrong hands. So when they come to the age of marriage, they will not be choosing amongst the thugs. No. Because the parents' prayer will preserve them, will keep them. A father laying hands on a daughter and saying, my daughter, the wrong man will never come in your life. That is very powerful. A mother's prayer, praying for his son and saying, my son, the wrong woman will never come in your life. That is very powerful. So let us begin from our young age. And even as they grow and they get to teenage, they will never date the wrong people. God bless you so much. Until next time. Bye-bye.